Hi, I'm Damon Hart. Currently, I am the Deputy General Counsel and Senior Vice President for Litigation and Coverage at Liberty Mutual Insurance. Prior to that, I spent about 15 years in law firms in Boston, working at three national firms, Holland and Knight, Ogletree Deakins, and Littler Mendelson most recently. And I'm glad to be here today. Great. So I mentor a lot of people. I enjoy it. I think first and foremost, it's kind of paying it forward. I've been a real beneficiary of some tremendous mentoring over the course of my career and my life, really. And then I'd say the second thing is really about a kind of a two-way street. So in addition to paying it forward, for me, I learn a lot from my mentees. I get a lot from the relationship. And, thirdly, I'd say today's a good example of kind of a mentoring relationship. I went to vote in the primary and, everyone's wearing masks. And as I'm on my way out, I see this young African-American kid working behind one of the tables, actually, working at the polling place. And I didn't quite recognize him, but then he said, "Hey, Coach, it's me, it's Keon." And we had a good conversation. And I felt really good that this is a kid that I, coached probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And I feel like I've made a deposits in a lot of young people's lives through coaching and, through mentoring in a professional sense as well. I don't know, maybe it's just all the trouble that we're having these days, but it made me feel good to see him working at the polls and know that I had, a positive impact on his life. For me, it's about creating opportunities. I've had tremendous opportunities in my life. And for me, it's about making sure that everyone has tremendous opportunities that Boston has to offer, and in a professional sense and a personal sense. So for me, that's what motivates me. On with respect to racial issues, being a Black man in America, I feel like I'm one of the ones that kind of quote unquote made it, and I feel a responsibility to my community to lead, to open up opportunities for others. In a gender sense, I have a daughter, she's 13, and having kind of walking through raising a girl has really sharpened my focus on creating opportunities for women and for girls, and, making sure that, she can have every opportunity that anyone else can have in America. It was very significant to me that when she was born in 2006, that we had Obama's first run for president, and he was running against Hillary Clinton. And looking at this little girl that I had in my arms, it was very powerful to me that running for the highest office in the nation was a woman and an African American. And that just really symbolized some things to me, that the world she's being born into is a world with no limits. That made me hopeful and double down on my commitment to diversity and inclusion in all different realms and areas of life. Shortly after George Floyd's murder, a number of us came together and really asked the question, like, what can we do? And decided to do more than we all had been doing individually, and come together and do more collectively. And so what we came upon is there's 19 executives from Boston and Greater Boston and Massachusetts companies. And we decided to leverage our relationships, our resources, and also bring our companies to be involved with addressing systematic racism and equality, and really fight for justice. And so we really focus on 4 priorities of policing and criminal justice reform, healthcare equity, income inequality, and addressing the wage gap, and economic empowerment, and then also youth engagement and education. Very broad areas. It's going to take everything that we got to address these things, but it's very exciting to be working with such an illustrious group of executives who are working together very collaboratively with no ego, and the response so far has been outstanding. So it's something I'm very excited about and look forward to, really having an impact in the communities where Black and brown people live. I'm pretty optimistic generally. Obviously 2020 has been a really tough year that none of us could have predicted, and none of us that are living have lived through. One thing I just keep saying is that we just owe each other all a little bit extra grace, including ourselves, to just get through this tough time and be a little more graceful with your colleagues, your friends, your family, and yourself. Just be a little nicer than you think is necessary. I think that goes a long way. So that's kind of the last message that I have, and I keep preaching it to my family and to my team at work that we will have to stick together. We can get to a better and brighter day, but we all need grace.